Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lillian and I like to talk about astrology. If you are somebody that is also into astrology or are interested in learning more about it, then I encourage you to please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you can see a lot more content like this. What am I going to be talking about in this video? Well, today I want to talk about the zodiac sign Taurus, or more so the overall energy of the sign Taurus. I try to not get too psychological. It happens because that's just how I naturally think when I think of these signs. Stick around because I'm going to be going through the entire 12 zodiac signs of the wheel. We already did Aries. Now I'm progressing all the way until we complete all 12, which would finish with Pisces. I'm going to go ahead and get started on all about Taurus. Some things to know about Taurus on a general sense. Taurus is a fixed earth sign, and Taurus is the second sign in the zodiac. We started with Aries, and you guys know how I was saying that Aries, because they are the first of the wheel or of the zodiac, they're kind of seen as like the babies of the zodiac. Taurus follows that, so they're a little bit more mature, but they're still kind of babies. Okay, let's talk about just like what that overall energy, what the overall Taurus energy, what does it encompass? What does it kind of feel like? What does it look like? What does it vibe like? Because Taurus is a fixed sign, they often get characterized as stubborn. If you ever met a Taurus or someone that has a lot of Taurus energy to them, you will agree. They are stubborn motherfuckers. So fixed energy is stubborn. They like to be, you know, doing the same thing that they've always done. They've tried out things slowly but surely, and they figured out what they like best, what suits them best. And so because they already did all that figuring out, which took 100 years, they now we're like, you know what, I'm comfortable with this. I don't want to change this because this is what I know and this is what is comfortable and this is what works for me. Anybody that tries to change that is gonna get the bull's horn straight in the ass. The fixed signs all around, not just Taurus, but you know, Taurus does really embody these traits really well. Fixed energy is just fixed. It wants to stay how it is. They are the ones that are in it for the long haul. They are the ones that pick up the cardinal signs projects and, you know, see them through. They want to finish things. They want to complete things in a tangible way. They're not like air where they just want to like sit there and think about all the beautiful things they want to create. So for example, air, like I said, they would rather just like think about things, brainstorm, whereas earth energies, they like tangible things. They like to make things with their hands. They like to use materials that they can feel and see and understand on a texture basis, I guess. The biggest thing with like earth energy, they need, like, they're all about material, right? Because earth, what do you think about when you think about earth? You think about resources. And that's what earth signs are really focused on. Resources, material things that are going to make them feel secure. This is very specific to Taurus as well because they are so fixed. They like things that are, you know, comfortable, that they've experienced, predictable things. When I think of Taurus, I just feel like, okay, I don't want to say like stick in the mud as in like they're boring, but like kinda. They just kind of like, or like they just like to be that stick in the mud. They don't really want to move, you know what I mean? They just kind of like get like stuck in the middle of the mud and just like lay comfortably there and just watch their favorite TV show, you know? That's very Taurus. Yeah, because they're fixed, they're slow changing as well. It's gonna take a lot out of this sign to change. Most of the time they won't change for other people. It's gonna have to be like on their terms, and this they kind of get these traits from being so close to the sign of Aries, and because they're the beginning of the zodiac, they still have this like emphasis on the self. Although it's like emphasis on the self still, it's not like in the same way that Aries is like all about me. It's more so like Taurus is like, what can I get materially? Like what is going to make me feel comfortable as a person? What is going to make me look good as a person? Well, they're all about like the things around them that make them look a certain way or feel a certain way, whereas Aries, like, they are the thing that makes them feel a certain way. Whereas Aries kind of like they only need themselves. I feel like Taurus kind of like they need things to feel better, comfortable, secure, and that's that fixed earth energy. That's what you get, that combination, and you're gonna get someone that's very slow to change and really needs material security. And I feel like that's why a lot of people with a lot of Taurus energy, they kind of get tagged as like materialistic, or like, you know, the people that like hoard resources type thing, or like, because like that is a very like Taurus thing in like a more negative light, right? If it's manifested in a more negative way, then like, yeah, you can see that energy kind of manifests as a power hungry, materialistic person that just wants to hoard resources. That can be the negative side of Taurus. But on the good side of Taurus, because they are ruled by Venus, which is the planet of beauty, aesthetic, things that are pleasurable, things that are lovely, things that you enjoy, things that are aesthetic, I already said that, aesthetically pleasing, just like beautiful things. That's where Taurus, they kind of get that really lovely energy from. On one hand, it can manifest as like, you know, resource hoarding and just like very materialistic, but on the other hand, they can really make some beautiful things with the things that they collect, or they can really make some beautiful art. They just have a really pleasant energy to them. Taurus, they tend to be more subdued, so like whereas Aries is more in your face because of the fire, Earth is going to be a little bit more chill. They're going to be more down to earth. They're not going to be so in your face. They're going to kind of let you come to them first. Very grounded, just stable, calm energy. That's what you're going to get from that Taurus. And that's because they're fixed as well, right? Not only are they earthy, but they're also fixed. So they're going to be like stuck like that. So that's the one thing. Like, are really dependable, predictable. You know they're in it for the long haul. You know they're not really going to like change the next morning just like out of nowhere, you know, like an Aries would. If you're somebody that like wants to change something in your life, or you want to try something new, or you want to go on an adventure, or God forbid, you want to try a different Mexican food restaurant, yeah, you might not want to bring a Taurus. Actually, Taurus loves food, so maybe the restaurant was a bad example. Like if you want to go like hiking in, you know, a forest that you've never been to, and it's like, that's probably not gonna happen. Like that could be too, but like a forest you've never been to, you don't know the trail, you haven't planned how you're gonna get there, you didn't tell them how long you're gonna be there for. That's like something that like gives Taurus anxiety. Like they don't like that. They want to know like how it's gonna happen, that they're gonna be safe, that there's an end goal, that you know where you're going. Like, yeah, I guess that kind of summed up their energy pretty good. I already said like kind of the pros and cons, but I guess I'll just kind of like lay them out more formally for you guys. So pros of Taurus, they have a really good eye. They're good at picking out like value items. So like take a Taurus with you shopping, because they're going to pick out very good quality items and very beautiful things that are gonna look good on you. For example, they always say that like, my one friend always says that if you want a good photo, ask a Taurus to take it for you, because they just have like this like great eye for like beauty and for recognizing like, oh, that looks really good, or that's like a really good angle, or whatever. Or I even think of like my boyfriend's mom. She is really into photography, and she, whenever we're going on hikes, she's always taking pictures of the flowers and stuff. That is such a Taurus thing. Like that, so things like that. So yeah, they have a really good eye for things. They have a really good eye for like high quality things. Don't want cheap things that are just gonna like break down. You want things that are gonna last a long time, you know, for their long mission that they have planned. Very dependable. If you make plans with a Taurus, you know that they're gonna be there. Even if they really don't want to go, they're gonna be there, because they're just like that dependable energy, and they don't really like to ruffle feathers. They're pretty calm and like laid back, so like they kind of like having someone else lead them, as long as it's not like something that seems very dangerous or like crazy or like too like spontaneous that like would make them uncomfortable. They really like someone that like kind of takes charge, which is why I feel like Aries and Taurus are sometimes attracted to each other, because like Aries is the leader that Taurus needs, and Taurus is the follower that Aries needs. Not to say that Tauruses are followers, but they kind of just like going with the flow and like not really making any like big decisions that are gonna like impact a lot of people. Very quick to make decisions. They're very like slow type decision makers. They're very like cautious, so they're never gonna like make a hasty decision. You know, like if you need some like serious life advice, go to a Taurus. They're gonna really think about it for you. They're not just gonna like be like, oh no, do this. Like they're gonna like really think about it with you, because that's just how they are. They think long term, right? And stable. Yeah, they're great dressers. They tend to have really nice things. Most of the times they have a great eye for beautiful, high quality items. They're very loyal because they're so fixed. Don't like change. Once they find someone that they feel like, okay, this person's my person, like you can count on them for everything. Like they will never let you down, because like you're their person. Like they would never let you down because they expect you to never let them down. That's something that could be negative as well, but we'll talk about that in a second. They'll always make you feel very comfortable. They'll always like make sure like, are you like warm enough? Like that's something. Are you hungry? It's like a big Taurus thing. They want to make sure that you're warm and fed. Like pretty much sums up Taurus. Chill, down to earth. Now into the cons. So the thing with Taurus, these things can also manifest poorly if that's just how they're gonna manifest. Like I said, there's polarity in every sign. They can be really stubborn and set in their ways. They don't like changing things, so like they're very opinionated. Their like values are big for them, and so like it's gonna take a lot to change their opinion on stuff. So like if you're like in a like serious relationship with a Taurus, or you know, have like strong ties to a Taurus, like that's gonna be like the hardest thing to do, convince them to do something that, especially something they don't want to do. Like it's never gonna happen. Even if like you get them somehow to do it, you're gonna be dragging them and it's gonna take forever anyway. So that's the thing, they're very slow to change. They don't like new ideas that, especially that like don't align with their morals. That's another thing I forgot to mention, like with the positives, like they do have a really strong moral compass. So like, again, that ties in with the loyalty, right? And the integrity. They are good people for the most part. They really like following a core value system and like routine. So yeah, the negatives, if they could also be a little judgy, if like you don't follow along with like what they see as morally correct, they might be judgmental. They probably won't tell you. They're just gonna like keep it in their mind and secretly judge you, never hang out with you. Yeah, that's how you know a Taurus doesn't like you. They'll never ask you if you're warm or well fed. They'll never ask you if you're hungry. They'll never invite you out for lunch with them. They'll never invite you like blanket shopping. That's a good one. Or like fuzzy sweater shopping. No, if they don't like you, they won't include you in those activities. They can like kind of be like secretive and a bit passive when they don't like you. They don't really like confrontation. They like to keep things like chill. So like they're not going to confront you about it, but they're just going to like secretly not like you and not agree with you, and they're just going to judge you. And yeah, they can like sometimes come off as like really materialistic because of that like earth quality to them. So like they're very concerned about security and like material resources. When Taurus manifests in like a more negative light, they tend to be like hoarders of like items, or like hoarders of power, or like buy a lot of like flashy shit. So like they'll always be wearing like a chain and like a flashy watch and like a Gucci shirt. Like it's very Taurus. It's manifested a bit more on like the egotistical, materialistic side. They'll give you the silent treatment too because they don't like confrontation. It's a little more passive aggressive. But like, here's the thing, at a certain point, like once you poke the bull enough times, like it's gonna hurt you, like especially if you're messing with something that they love and hold very dear to like their value system. They're gonna get pissed, and they're not gonna show that side of them very often, but like it's gonna take a long time and a lot to really piss them off. But like once they're like done with your shit, like run, because like it's scary. Taurus, they don't get mad very easily, but when they do, it's like the opposite of Aries. Aries gets mad really quickly, but it dies down really quick. Whereas like Taurus, like they can sometimes hold a grudge a little bit. They don't really want to, but like they will, especially if it doesn't get resolved. They are more forgiving than like say a Scorpio, but like still it has to be like on their terms. Sometimes they can be very strict as well because they're all about like routine and same old and being consistent and stuff. So they can be strict, especially with like what they think is right. And they can be a little gluttonous too because they love their food. So they can overdo it a bit. They can be a little overindulgent, but whatever, that's not that bad. It's getting dark. So now to give you my biased opinion on what I love about Tauruses. Because I love every sign. I mean, I might like some more than others, but kidding. I love how I can rely on Tauruses. I'm a Virgo. I'm big on that because I have some nervous energy to me. I need to know that like I can trust people to like follow through with things. And I really like that about Taurus. I know that I can trust them. I know that I can depend on them. I know that if I ask something of them, they'll have it done. Overall, just like a very pleasant energy because Venus rules that sign. They're just gonna be very pleasant. People are gonna like them most of the time because they're just easy people. They just bring this very nice, calm, dependable energy, and a lot of people like that. Until you try to get them to do something new or change something, then you kind of, or get rid of their sweater collection, then that's when you'll kind of see the other side of them, maybe. Also really great listeners. They're like the type of friend that you can rant to forever, and because they're just so like slow and steady, they'll just like follow along the entire time. They'll be like, yep, and they're just like great listeners. Unless you're somebody like me that needs like that back and forth and like you need to bounce ideas off of people, then maybe find yourself a Gemini. This is really great for just like venting to. Really great friends, and they just have a really great, dependable, steady energy. Depending on where Taurus may be in their chart, they might also be very beautiful or very good with just like aesthetics. So they might have just really good sense of style or really great makeup skills, or maybe they're just really good at taking selfies, like that sort of thing. Won't be like super artistically driven like a Libra would be necessarily, but or like as aesthetically driven as a Libra necessarily. Like Libra's a little more vain, I feel. Whereas they can just really appreciate like something that's good quality, something that's beautiful, something that's like classic, you know. They like really like classic looks, or like, you know, white tee and jeans type people. Yeah, that's what I like about Taurus. They're awesome. I mean, every sign's awesome in its own way, but maybe I like Taurus a little bit more than most. I don't know. Yeah, I think that summed up Taurus pretty good. If you think I missed anything, please comment down below and let me know. If you like this content and you want to see more of it and you want to see what I'm going to say about Gemini, then please look out for that Gemini video. Will be dropping soon. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, and put that notification bell on so that you can see when I post videos, and so that you can follow me along my astrological YouTube journey. Guys, I hope you have a great day, night, wherever you are. I don't know, but bye.